Preface. You cannot go to a wiki to find out about Christianity. The consensus there will not be far from that in traditional knowledge sources. You will only find out about something that is different from what you thought you were finding out about. In other words, fake news. The environment in which information is getting disseminated is not pro-truth. Thus, we have a topic that needs to be understood in a context where false teachings attributed to Jesus dominate the landscape. They present Christianity without the essence of Christ. And such a broad brush depiction is not an exaggeration. So you might as well push the true concept of Christianity aside, lest you be confused as you try to relate what Christianity should be about to any experience you may have had of it. Let me be clear. You will not hear about Christianity again in this book. But by the end of it, if need be, you should be able to define it like a truth seeker and tell your friends and family about it. And most important, you will understand how to come to know Jesus and not merely know about him. You will not simply believe that God exists without a sense that you can know him. Chapter 1. Christian Discipleship. Matthew 5:13. You are the salt of the earth, but if the salt has lost its flavor, with what will it be salted? It is then good for nothing, but to be cast out and trampled under people's feet. Christian discipleship is about being a follower of Jesus, the Christ or Anointed One, and abiding by his teaching. And Jesus is the Son of God, his envoy into the world to be the only mediator between God and men. 1 Timothy 2:5. His followers are the salt of the earth and the light of the world. Matthew 5:13-16. By virtue of their connection to Jesus, they will stand out from the rest of the world that is in the darkness of sin without him. There is no way to be a Christian without the word of Jesus Christ, which shows the path for his followers to walk on. John 8:12. 1 John 1:5-7. And his word does not simply consist of affirmations of facts. It consists of instructions to be obeyed. Hence, abiding in his word means being obedient to him. That is what makes one a true disciple of Jesus, and that is how one will stay on the way of righteousness that leads to eternal life. 2 Peter 2:21, Matthew 7:14. Being a believer who is walking by faith implies walking on a path in a certain way that is marked by a pattern of obedience to God. Luke 6:46-49. Why do you call me Lord, Lord, and don't do the things which I say? Everyone who comes to me and hears my words and does them, I will show you who he is like. He is like a man building a house who dug and went deep and laid a foundation on the rock. When a flood arose, the stream broke against that house and could not shake it because it was founded on the rock. But he who hears and doesn't do is like a man who built a house on the earth without a foundation, against which the stream broke, and immediately it fell, and the ruin of that house was great. Romans 6:16. Do you not know that when you present yourselves to someone as obedient slaves, you are slaves of the one whom you obey, whether of sin, which leads to death, or of obedience, which leads to righteousness? Righteousness is what followers of Jesus are called to. It is about obeying God's will, having been saved from a life of sin or ignorant or blatant disobedience to God, not knowing that this leads to destruction. Matthew 7:13. Sinning is not a way forward for a follower of Jesus. A person who is following Jesus cannot at the same time be following after sin and be caught in its death trap. That is contrary to what being in Jesus or having been set free by the Son is about. See Romans 8:1-2 and John 8:36. A humble attitude toward God is a requirement to receive Jesus' blessing of salvation and nothing short of it.